We're locked in.
We're locked in.
Locking in, dude.
Huge news.
When I sat down, I had this. This is the only ice I respect. I thought it was my.
This is an audio platform, Ralph. You're gonna have to.
No, you're right. Sorry. I'm holding up a sparkling ice with caffeine, 0 sugar.
He's actually holding up a bulletproof vest that says immigration and customs enforcement. Kind of crazy.
I thought it was my microphone. I started talking to it as soon as I sat down, and I'm like, that is not a microphone. It's pretty cold. But yeah, that's my story.
That's your story, and you're sticking to it.
That's his story.
Yeah.
Nice.
Shit, I just got another alert from Shams. Ralph has been traded to the Guangdong Tigers.
Oh, dude.
Shit.
Hell yeah, dude. I'm going to visit the
For a
Marvel
fourth
Rivals.
round pick?
Yeah. They don't even got those yet.
Whoa.
That's like the 4-point line.
They locked out. They lucked out, dude.
Oh, man. They're getting a determined butcher out there.
Uh-huh.
Yo, they are looking for height, and that's what I'm bringing to the table, dude.
Yeah.
At
Hey, you grew 3 inches,
6'2".
right?
Yeah. Oh, baby. Horizontally, not vertically, but
Yeah.
yes.
It's game season, baby. It's bulking season.
Yes, sir.
Oh, dude. Yeah, I gained 3 inches because I lost a lot of weight, and here I am, dude, just living the life, living a life.
Living our life.
Yeah, you're living life for us.
Yep. Thank you, guys. Thanks
Are you
for living my
laughing
life.
and loving too? That's what I really want to know.
I read that in a little tapestry, a macrame tapestry, and yes, I am living, loving, and laughing
In that order.
in that order. But yeah, that's me, boys. All right, we're gonna scrap this, right?
No, this is it.
Some of it. You want to reset? You want to try it again?
We're gonna have to take our hats off and put the headphones back
No,
on.
we can cut that. I mean,
Yeah,
we just have that now. We can do whatever we want with that.
We can do whatever we want in
Wait.
post.
I thought we were straight to analog.
No.
Okay.
Well, I have it going to vinyl right here. Yeah, I'm
No,
directly onto
I got
that.
it. I got it on Blu-ray over here.
Damn.
You just
Damn.
skip Laserdisc, huh?
Yeah,
That's
fucking
so
lasers. How do
sick.
they work?
Dude, who knows, dude?
ICP wasn't answering or asking the right questions.
You know what? Let's talk about how underrated ICP is.
Wait, isn't one of them kind of
He's dead?
canceled? Not
Oh.
good.
Oh,
I mean, it makes sense.
Makes
There's-
sense.
Yeah.
There's sickos that dress up like clowns.
Yeah.
well, I was talking about what they brought to the table in terms of the PlayStation 2 game, Backyard Wrestling.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, fire game.
Fire game, dude.
Never played that one.
I think you're too late.
Never listened to Fugazi. Never played backyard wrestling.
What else haven't you done?
How else do we want to indict Ben on this podcast?
What about Def Jam Vendetta?
No,
Oh, yo,
play
that game was.
dude.
My mom wouldn't let me play that one.
Let's get your mom on the pod. Let's talk about this.
Dude, I think that she would be down, actually.
That
Really?
sounds sick.
Yeah.
Do it.
Let's get our moms on the pod
That would be awesome.
I
for Mother's
would.
Day. Talk about the finals.
I would, but I don't think the mausoleum that my mom's in has Wi-Fi.
Oh, bummer.
I'll make you, dude. They'll be sick.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Ralph.
I'm just like, let me pass it to my mom, and
It's
it's
just like
hands,
it's just a live
hands to her.
stream of a rose. Like,
Oh, man.
oh death.
oof.
Ay.
We can splice this, right?
Yeah, we can do
Yep.
whatever we want.
How's that for a cold open, dude?
Which part?
Yeah, which one?
Which one?
All of them.
What we
The
should do
part
is
where I
have
didn't know that your mom had passed away, or the one we talked
Yeah.
about your dick. Both. Ralph is sharing a lot tonight. All right.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, dude, I'm lying naked on the floor, just like that Natalie song,
Imbruglia.
Imbruglia.
I-
Porn.
Oh, dude, that's a cover.
What's a cover?
That song is a cover. The
Who's it
famous
by?
version of that song is a cover.
Who's it by originally?
It's by somebody else.
Is it like a blues singer?
No, it came out like 3 years before, and it's by another female artist.
Whoa.
Yo, she pulled the JoJo Siwa.
Yeah.
Because that's what happened with whatever
Oh,
song
dude.
that she just put
Karma's a
out.
bitch.
Yeah, because that she didn't write that.
Known better. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
yeah, for
yeah,
sure.
somebody else wrote that like 3 years ago.
It was written by a Danish band called Edna Swap. Okay.
Tell me more.
No, actually, never mind. They're from LA. But it says
Swedish.
the
Los
singer the
Angeles.
singer is Danish, but she lives in LA. Okay. But then it was later covered in 1995 by Natalie Imbruglia for her debut album. How
I'd be
about that?
so pissed. I'd be so pissed if somebody came in and covered my song and made a fuck ton of money on it.
And you didn't make shit.
Yeah.
And it's exactly the same too.
Damn.
That is masterful.
Yeah.
I would like to do that.
Just
rip
start-
off something-
yeah,
Start
rip off
covering
somebody's
until
song.
one hit.
yeah, exactly. I'm just gonna be a cover band from here on out. I mean,
It's a good live.
then I feel like the '90s was like the time of covers. People covering people like Real Big Fish covered "Take on Me" by Aha
Mhm.
or Aha.
Yep.
Captain
Um,
Jazz covering
Yeah.
Take On Me.
Let's see who else covered. That's about it. I mean, that's
Those were-
the decade of covers. You
Those
know?
were the two covers in the 90s.
Oh, The Man Who Sold the World.
Yeah.
Nirvana. Yep. They also covered a Meat Puppet song, but who cares really? You know,
I think
like
they did.
well, the Meat Puppets did.
Yeah.
Or okay. Well, just like my mom, Kurt Cobain is dead.
Okay, that's where I'm starting the episode.
So this episode goes out to both of them. You know.
Yeah.
Thank you for joining us. We are the Secret Jocks Podcast. I am your host, Ralph Mago, and right by my side, always by my side, we have a guy that is begging everyone to trade for his T60, and no one has said anything yet, which are a bunch of cowards, really. Tyler Giard.
Hello. It's me. It's trade season. The deadline's on Thursday. That's the last time you could trade for my guitar.
Whoa. I love it.
Are you gonna lower the offer, dude?
I lowered it $50.
Nice, dude.
Late second round pick.
And right beside us, joining us, as always, very handsome. I don't really have anything for him, but he's super handsome. His stash is growing very nicely.
It's
I
looking a
love
little
it.
familiar on the pod.
Dude, it's looking beautiful.
Thank you.
Ben Finley, everyone.
There I am. And here we are. In the midst of trade season, baby.
Yep. We've been talking about it throughout the intro. We're going to talk about trades today. There's a couple of blockbuster trades that happened. But before we roll into that, boys, let's catch up really quick. Ben, what you been up to? Just fill us in.
I ran a 5K yesterday.
Yo.
5K. Dude, that's more than 4K.
Yeah.
Man, 5,000 of them, huh?
A 5th K has hit the race.
God damn. Dude.
Uh-oh.
Somebody tell George Bush.
What was your time? What was your time?
Dude, okay. So I ran a faster 5K than I did in October. Okay. That's a dub for me. But like I was shooting for like 28 minutes. I got like the craziest calf strain in the middle of that, and I was just like, man, I really should not finish this. But I stuck through it. I got 32.
That's really good.
That's pretty dope.
I can probably do it in a car, like 34. So you're amazing, dude.
34. 32 seconds though. 32 seconds.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. No, dude, there were the people that like actually won. The guy that was the fastest did it in 15 minutes.
That's crazy.
No way,
15
dude.
minutes.
That's crazy.
Think about that. Just think about that for a second.
Do you have a name? Can we get him in the pod?
No.
No, okay.
All right, here's my.
He's not a secret jock. He's just a regular jock.
Here's my 2 cents. You're spending a lot of time of your life just to do the thing in 15 minutes.
Yeah. Savor it.
Savor
the
it.
moment, baby.
It's about the experience.
This guy eats a filet mignon in one bite.
What a dork.
Yeah.
Dude, savor it, dude. There's
Hiccup.
juices. There's juices that you
Taking
need to
the
savor.
smallest bite possible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like Charlie Bucket in Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. Just one little nibble. at a time, every day.
That's how I do a 5K. I've been working on one for a year. I'm in the same race, baby.
Well, Tyler, what you been up to besides working on running a 5K?
Yeah, I'm getting
one small bite at a time.
It's one small bite at a time. I'm getting close to it. I'll hit it eventually. But yeah, I played a sick show in Portland, Oregon, USA last night. We played with Clarity. We played with
Sick band.
Left on Red. We played with Hybrid Forms. Sick rock, post-hardcore, emo, multi-genre show. It was fun. Northwest music is on top right now, so shout out Northwest.
Shout out.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, are we gonna include Utah in that?
Yeah, Utah can be included.
We're in the Northwest Division.
Mhm.
So is Oklahoma City.
Yeah.
Well, there you go.
Yeah. Utah gets an honorary membership to the Pacific Northwest. You heard it
Yes,
here
sir.
first.
We agree to the package.
Uh-huh.
I speak for the entire state of Utah.
We're trading Oklahoma to the Midwest.
Okay.
Yeah.
They're in the Midwest now, and Utah is in the Northwest.
Nice.
And
Welcome.
Minnesota is now in the Southwest.
Okay.
That makes sense.
That's the terms of the deal. Adam
Yeah.
Silver said, okay. So that is now the geography of the United States. So if you're in Minnesota, you are now a southwestern state. If you're in
Hey,
Oklahoma,
how's the cactuses?
yeah, I don't know. Ask them. They're in the Southwest now.
Yeah.
Oklahoma, now in the Midwest. So any band from Oklahoma is now emo.
Nice.
And now
I feel
any
like
band...
I feel like they always were.
Yeah, the trade makes sense.
Yeah.
And Utah is now a part of Northwest Hardcore. So
All right. This is an exclusive, guys. So
Mhm.
you're the
You
first.
heard
it here first.
You heard it
We're
first.
breaking news here.
Yeah. But
Ralph, what's going on with you?
Yeah, what's up with you?
so I just want to say my old job, fuck that job. Because
Yeah,
I got
you tell him, dude. Tell him.
fuck
Talk
'em.
to him.
You know what? I'm gonna drop it right now.
Mhm.
I shouldn't drop the name.
Just bleep it.
Yeah. We're just gonna bleep Winco real quick. You can do that post, right?
We'll see.
It's okay. We'll figure it out.
Whatever happens,
Uh,
happens.
We'll see.
But I am now a butcher. Being a butcher, meat cutter, I've been wanting to do it ever since I was a kid, which sounds fucking sick, like sicko mode. But being a bike mechanic was one of them, a butcher one of them, a barber one of them. All of them starting with the letter B.
3 Bs.
3 Bs in my life, and
The Better Business Bureau, right
The
here.
big baller
yeah.
brand.
Well, I took that swerve and I,
You hit that corner.
and hit that corner. Whoa. But yeah, I got a new job, cutting meat. And it feels good. It feels good to stab meat. But yeah, I feel
He's a serial killer underneath those eyes, dude. Did you see that?
Yeah.
yeah,
That was
dude.
haunting.
Yeah. To the listeners, yeah, I'm a serial killer. As in, I like cereals. And speaking of cereals, we're gonna talk about the trades now. I feel like
love
when
your
we were,
segues, man.
That's
I
a
feel
great
like when we
segue.
were kids, someone's eating fucking, Apple Jacks, and you have Captain Crunch. You're like, hey, let me get a bite of that. You can have a bite of this.
Well, no, you get the little boxes, right? The little
tiny boxes.
the
yeah.
tiny
Like,
boxes
like
you
when
trade.
you go camping.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yep. So, do we want to dive into the biggest trade, or do
Yeah.
we want to edge our way up there?
I don't know. What do you guys think?
Let's start with the one that started tonight and
Yeah,
then move
sure.
our way back to the bigger one.
Okay. So what happened tonight? The Spurs added Fox. The Bulls sent Levine to the Kings. So what San Antonio gets, they get guard De'Aaron Fox. They get guard Jordan McLaughlin. Sacramento Kings get Zach LaVine and Sidi Cissoko.
CD Sissoko.
Sissoko. And also a bunch of picks. Let me read it off here. 2025 first round pick, 2025 second round pick, 2027 first round pick, 2028 second round pick, and another second round pick of the same year. And the Bulls get Zach Collin, Trey Jones, Kevin Huerter, and a 2025 first round pick. First impression, guys. Ben, let's start with you. How do you feel about what transpired?
I feel bad for Sacramento fans, not nearly as bad as the team that we're going to talk about later, because things are weird. But I feel like Sacramento kind of did get a haul for Fox. I think that you can kind of just swap Zach LaVine and De'Aaron Fox. Like they are kind of similar players, Zach LaVine, he's a little bit more injury prone. He's a little bit older. He's not as good of a ball distributor, but you got some picks back. That Charlotte pick is absolutely going. There's no way
It's nothing.
That's turning into 2 second round picks. So really, they got like 4 second round picks and 2 first round picks that are all going to be late first round picks, almost assuredly. One of them is that Minnesota 2031, right?
Yeah.
You never know.
And that's
free agents don't go to Minnesota. So,
and that's the later of the picks too. So it's further down the line, I think.
So, maybe that's something. I do think that they are going to turn around and try and flip some of this stuff into, 1 or 2 more guys to fill out their rotation. I was looking on NBA.com and nobody on Sacramento is designated as a point guard. Devin Carter, their rookie that they drafted, is a guard. Zach LaVine is a shooting guard. They're all shooting guards at the end of the day. So I don't think that the Kings are done. I love it for San Antonio. Obviously, that fit with Wemby is going to be amazing. But Chicago basically did a salary dump and didn't really have to spend anything to make that happen. So good for them, I guess. I don't know what to make of what's going on in Chicago, but let me pass the rock. I've been rambling. Tyler, what do you think?
Yeah. Okay. I'll start off by saying I love the trade for San Antonio. Fit is great. Perfect. Yes. A+. Good job. I like it for Chicago. You're like Ben said, you salary dumped LaVine and you didn't have to give up assets. That's awesome. And I think it signals a bigger teardown in Chicago, which is the right thing to do.
But so they're slated right now. Are they in the play-in right now? Ish. They're hovering right there. And they had a top 10 protection on this pick that would go to the Spurs if it fell below. So basically, it's a license to not tank.
I think they got their pick back from the Spurs in this trade.
I think it was just protected though. I'm pretty sure. I could be mistaken, but I think it's just removing the protections from the pick.
So Chicago is the 10th seed, and they are 2 games above Philly right now. So there is a world in which Chicago tears this down, Philly gets into the play-in. So let's just say today, right? Chicago made this trade. I think it signals that more is going to happen, right? They'll probably either trade or buy out Lonzo. They'll look to move Vucevic. Any other win-now players, you can consider Patrick Williams, in that, right? I think there's a market for him. They're gonna. This is probably the start of a Chicago fire sale.
Mhm.
So I like this, right? They didn't give up anything to get off of that really intense contract that is Zach
And
LaVine.
everybody kind of thought that they would have to, really spend to make that happen, and
Uh-huh.
it kind of just fit right into this deal.
Yep. So great move by Chicago. I don't really like it for Sacramento.
Mhm.
I feel like it's obvious, the writing was on the wall with Fox. He wanted to get to the Spurs. It was out there, got reported. That makes it hard for any sort of trade scenarios. But I do feel like they could have waited until the summer to try to get a better deal. I'm not crazy about the LaVine fit. It's Bulls 2.0. It's Bulls West Coast, which is not a very good thing. Not a compliment. It's not. It's not good, right?
So would you say that Zach LaVine kind of embodies what the Bulls are doing right now?
Yeah. I mean, well, and you got the DeMar DeRozan factor in there because
That's
he's
true.
also on the Kings. So, like, you already know what that kind of chemistry is like and how they play together.
What do they spend, like $75 million on DeMar DeRozan over the summer or something like
Mhm.
that?
Yeah, he's locked into a contract. Yeah, and like I do think Levine is either like on par, maybe a little bit better than Fox as far as offense goes, but I think you're gonna take a really large dip in like perimeter defense with Levine versus Fox. So like, I think Sacramento is trying to spin this as a win now move. And I just don't really see it. They're leaning into all offense when they sort of had a somewhat two-way player in Fox. They might be able to make some more.
Are we calling Fox a two-way player?
But he's more of a two-way player. He's more of a two-way player than Levine.
That's that's a
And-
fair point.
In that
But-
spectrum, yes.
But
Yeah.
I mean that's like the difference between bad and worse.
Yeah, and I think in a league where you make moves on the margins, there's a pretty big difference between bad and worse, right? Like worse is like bottom end of the lottery. Bad is maybe making the play-in at the 10 seed. So, for a team with like playoff aspirations, I do think, you would have been better to at least hold on to Fox this year, move it into the summer when deals are a little bit better, and see if you can capitalize more. They got a pretty decent amount of like picks from it, right? Like,
Mhm.
Let's just call it 4 second rounders, 2 first rounders. That's a great haul compared to another trade we'll talk later. But yeah, I don't really love it for the Kings, and unless they can kind of like flip some of these picks into more win now players, and I'm kind of unsure if they're able to, without like really breaking it up. Like I don't know. I feel like they've really hurt themselves here by taking a deal this early on.
Yeah, I don't think the Kings are concerned about winning.
I think they are concerned about winning.
I really think that they
I
are.
think, yeah,
Well-
and I just
well,
don't think they're good at it. I don't think the front office is good at it.
Let's take a look at their track record for the last 20 years. It
okay,
seems
but
like
let's-
they don't want to win ever.
Clearly, but like let's look at the last like 5 years with this sort of front office and what the moves that they've made. Like they've been really prioritizing winning as opposed to like building in the lottery, right? It doesn't mean that they're good at it. Doesn't mean that they're like good at getting in the playoffs or whatever, but it is clear their priority is trying to be a playoff team and get further into the playoffs. I just don't think this front office is capable of like taking the next step.
I feel like you don't fire your coach if you're trying to lose.
Yeah, absolutely not, because it goes on your bill. You still got to pay Mike Brown,
Yeah.
and then you're paying this new coach because he's obviously going to get a raise as an interim. Like these are win now moves. They're just not the right win now moves.
Well, the Kings.
They-
it's what they've always
yeah.
done.
Yo, so they were the Kings, and then they switched back to being the Kings, a legitimate team for maybe a year or two.
and now
and
they're
now-
Kings in again.
They're Kings, and again they're reverting back.
Yo, so I have a surprise for you guys. I hit up Sabonis, right?
That's so sick.
I asked him one interview question.
Mhm.
I said, "How do you feel about this trade? Where's your mentals right now? Like, how's the team functioning?" And I apparently his Instagram can't receive random messages from people. So I haven't heard back.
But you did touch base.
You
I
touched
didn't
base.
expect that about you.
Yeah, that gonzo journalism that we all miss.
Real Hunter S. Thompson over here.
You reached
Thank
out
you.
for comment,
Yeah.
and they declined to comment.
It's like when you're watching a documentary and, David Miscavige could not be bothered to respond to the allegations.
Well, I don't consider it as a loss because he hasn't even read it yet. I think
That's
he's just calming down, figuring stuff out. But as you mentioned already, San Antonio, they won this trade.
Oh,
Surely.
100%.
I mean,
100%.
it's hard to lose a trade when you get the best player.
Well, and I'm sorry, San Antonio has a war chest of picks right now, and they gave up the worst of their picks that they had. Like, they have the 2025 Atlanta Hawks picks, and Sacramento couldn't even get the 2025 Atlanta pick. Like, it's nuts.
Yeah, and another winner here is De'Aaron Fox. He wants to win. I think his wife is from San Antonio.
Sure.
Well, and he's from Houston himself.
Oh, he's from Houston.
Yeah.
I think his wife's also from San Antonio. It's like somewhere in that area. So it's a huge win for De'Aaron Fox. He was blowing up the Kings internally. So moving to a new team that could potentially be in the running this year.
What's he running for?
From not losing really early.
Yeah. He's running from the grind.
Yes. Nice. Chicago, we already mentioned, fire sale. Sacramento, we don't know what they're doing.
They're gonna trade some of this stuff before Thursday. I
think so.
guarantee it. I guarantee it.
So tune into that, guys, and we'll give you our takes on it. But
and we'll let you know if Sabonis replies as well.
Oh yeah,
Absolutely.
absolutely. I got a feeling he's gonna reply. Oh, nope,
Nope, nothing.
No, it was just my bank account telling me that I need money in it.
I heard that.
Yeah, we all agree that the Spurs won this trade.
Yeah.
Sacramento ? And the Bulls is just being the Bulls and trying to figure the future out.
I give the Bulls an incomplete on this.
Yeah, that's
Personally.
fair.
Personally,
I feel like that's fair.
I just don't know what is gonna happen with them.
You don't trade your best player for Zach Collins.
Vooch is their best player, though.
Okay, money wise, dunk contest wise, you don't trade.
You don't
trade your best player for Zach Collins and say you're not breaking it down. Okay, my question for you two is: De'Aaron Fox with this team, with the Spurs, enough to make the play-in?
Oh, absolutely. I felt like they were on trajectory even without him.
Okay, is it a guarantee that they make the play-in?
A Charles Barkley guarantee?
Ooh,
I'm giving it a guarantee.
nice.
Ooh,
Ralph, what about you?
they gotta have to knock the Kings
Or another team?
Let's not
Yeah,
talk about
what's
them,
the
dude.
other team?
Hey, don't worry about
Or
that.
another team?
Don't worry about it.
Oh wait, that team's not even in it.
They're not
No, yeah, absolutely. That's what I'm saying. Don't even worry about it. Yeah, I think they're gonna go for a hard push right now. With how fast De'Aaron Fox is, that might, pick up Victor's game a little bit.
Oh, do you want to
better.
know something wild? Oh wait, never mind. I was reading the chart wrong. I thought that I saw that the Spurs were last in the Western Conference in points per game, but that is incorrect.
Who is it?
It is the Portland Trailblazers.
Let's go.
Oh,
Let's go.
sir.
I'm sorry. Oh, hold up. I know this is a trade podcast, but the Blazers currently have the longest win streak in the Western Conference. So
How many games?
3. But they're winners of 7 of the last 8. So
Ethical tanking.
ethical tanking. They're going to get the first pick.
So who was the Spurs starting point guard?
Chris Paul.
CP.
Would it be De'Aaron Fox now, and then Stephen Castle would be a second string?
I will
Probably.
Probably, if it were me, I would move Chris Paul to the 6th man. and put De'Aaron at the first one. Kind of let him run the second unit.
That's what I'm thinking. Let me. I asked Pop about that question, and apparently he doesn't have Instagram.
Oh,
Apparently he had a stroke.
whoops.
We'll see. But yeah. So that was the Spurs Kings Bulls trade. Let's move on to
The moment you've all been waiting for.
one of the biggest trade.
I'm really waiting for it.
The moment was too big.
Wait.
Oh, man, the moment was too big.
It was so big, I froze, dude. I froze in fear. Yeah, let's talk about the biggest trade, guys. Eubanks, Mills to the Clippers.
Yeah.
Finally, dude. We're getting into
Bamba,
the real shit.
PJ Tucker to the Jazz.
Bamba, you're out. You're out.
You're out
Cut.
here.
So the Clippers get Drew Eubanks and Patty Mills. Utah Jazz get Mo Bamba, PJ Tucker, 2030 your second round pick, and a bag of coins.
And we've already cut Bamba. He's already gone.
Bamba's out.
Bamba's out.
So, Ben, let me ask you this. There's a lot of Jazz movement in the trades happening. How do you feel?
I mean, I always thought that Drew Eubanks was probably the most likely Jazz player to get traded at the deadline because he's a pretty good backup big. He plays with an edge to him. And, he's $5 million in non-guaranteed next season. So that totally makes sense to me. I mean, I like that Danny Ainge is operating on the fringes, just trying to get a little bit more value. And, maybe someday we're going to cash some shit. Let me reset that.
Wait. Let's fill in our listeners. Tyler just sent us or wrote in his notes that he needs to go pee. So he's peeing right now. So let's think of him as we talk about this. Go on, Ben.
Yeah, so Danny Ainge operating on the fringes. What we really need to do with the Utah Jazz is take a Clippers approach and just put bathrooms everywhere. Every room has a bathroom now in all of Utah.
They need it.
So that Tyler could be peeing right now on the podcast.
Yes, sir.
But only if he lived in Utah. See, that's the trade-off. You got to live in Utah to make that happen.
But you're in the Northwest now, so
yeah, maybe this will be sweeping legislation that goes all across this great country of ours.
So, would you say that tanking for Cooper Flag, the operation tanking, is good?
Is
going
it good?
well? Is it going well?
I mean, we've won 11 games, baby. We're 11-36. We're not going to catch up to the Washington Wizards. That is impossible. Hey, but the Washington Wizards did win their last game, so maybe it is possible. But I don't really believe it. I think that this has been a much more fun season for the Utah Jazz than their record would indicate. Loving what Collier's bringing. Loving what Bryce Sensabaugh is bringing. It's just been an interesting season for the Jazz. But I like Danny operating on the fringes, getting some second round picks, and maybe one of these days we're going to cash 6 of these picks together and get a guy.
Who do you have?
The dream was the guy that we're going to talk about here. Right, I think right about now.
All right, the Suns get guess.
Damn, did the Jimmy Butler trade drop?
No, he's gonna be in Miami forever.
Yeah, he's stuck there. He's stuck in South Beach.
Let's talk about the biggest trade that happened that shocked the NBA world, along with a bunch of, I'm pretty sure, even you, the listeners' friend group. Luka Doncic to the Lakers, and Anthony Davis to the Mavs.
Get the full details there.
Yes, sir. Dallas Mavericks get AD, Max Christie, and a 2029 first-round pick. Los Angeles Lakers get Luka Doncic, Maxi Kleber, Markieff Morris. Utah Jazz get Jalen Hood Shafino, 2025 second-round pick via LA Clippers, and 2025 second-round pick via Dallas.
We got more picks in Dallas, baby. Let's
Yo,
go.
get fucked.
So Tyler, let me ask you this question: where were you when this trade
Yeah, where
happened?
were you?
I
Tell us
was
about it.
I was playing a set. I was playing a damn show. We were playing, and then I got off stage, and I went to go grab some water, and I'm talking to my wife, and I'm talking to my friend, and I look at my phone, and I see like 4 messages in our group chat from Ben. And then below that, in my locked phone screen, I also see an ESPN breaking news notification. And I looked at the notification, I looked at the text, and it just blew my fucking mind. Like, it was like 9 p.m. in Portland, Oregon, USA, and the Blazers had just beat the Suns, by the way.
And you were playing a T60 that set,
I was
right?
playing I was playing 2 T60s.
Oh, one of them could be yours. Listen,
One of them could be yours for trade by Thursday.
T120.
Yeah, I'll trade both of them at this point. Yeah, that's where I was. I was in Portland playing a show, and I looked at my phone, and I saw the news.
My ass was on the couch.
Nice. I was playing Marvel Rivals.
Damn, that's awesome. Who are you playing
Yeah.
as?
Punisher.
Let's go.
My friend is maining Moon Knight, and he just fucking picks it real quick, so I can't. So,
Well, in a way, this trade is kind of a Punisher.
Yeah.
yep. Ben, your first initial thoughts on this trade?
Holy shit! Holy shit! Holy shit! Holy fuck! Holy shit! No way! When the first thing came through, like I was logged on to X the Everything app while this was going on. All right, and so the first text or the first push notification from Shams goes on my phone. It's like, oh, it's a Shams tweet. I kind of like push it aside for like 2 minutes, and then I looked at it. I saw Luka Doncic traded for AD. Utah is involved. I was just like, what? What did we get? What did we get?
You're like, did we get Luka?
Did we get AD? Like that's legitimately what I thought there for a second. But alas, no, we got Jalen Hood for Shafino, who I guess
real
is not
gem.
who I guess is not good. I kind of liked him in the draft, but I guess he's not good because
He
the
sucks
Lakers
ass.
declined his 30-year option, and he is a free agent at the end of the year, which is strange. Nobody does that. That's very weird.
Can you just say something about Jalen Hood, Shafino?
Filipino? Is he on Filipino watch?
No, he's not Filipino watch. In the 2024-25 season, he scored 2 points, but guess his field goal percentage?
18%.
100%.
No
Let's
way.
go.
He is a sure bucket for you guys. But go on.
Let's
Wait,
go.
has he really only taken 1 shot this year?
Apparently so.
We're getting a guy that shoots 100% from the floor?
Yes, sir.
Unbelievable.
That's
I can't,
crazy.
I cannot
You guys
believe
won
it. I'm
the trade.
speechless. We got the best player in the trade.
Mm-hmm.
He probably has the best effective field goal percentage in the whole league, buddy. Okay.
No one else is shooting 100.
Nope, no one else.
So, I was logged in. I was following the whole thing. Shams having to clarify that, yes, this is a real trade.
My phone's not hacked.
Everybody thought he was hacked. Wow. Yeah, he really is shooting 100% from the floor this season. He must have only played like 1 game. He's losing minutes to Bronny James this season. That is crazy.
I'm sorry, Bronny James is the GOAT.
Yeah.
The GOAT, no cap.
Come on, man.
Oh, he's played in 2 games, taken 1 shot. How about that? 2 games, 1
Efficiency.
shot.
He's efficient.
Yeah.
I bet you both games they lost.
Yeah, probably something like that. But that involves me doing more clicking and not talking. But
Yeah, we want to hear your voice, not your clicks. Dude.
exactly, dude. I watched a lot of streams of people just playing Twitter last night, just like reacting to it on the stream, and they were just tweeting stuff off. Is this the biggest trade that has ever happened in NBA history?
I mean, that I can think of, yeah.
That's not like a sign-in trade or something.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, it's basically an all-star for an all-star.
Never
mid-year.
happens.
Never happens. All-NBA for all-NBA. Like,
Never happens.
a dude in his prime and a dude at the end of his prime, but still technically in his prime. rarely happens. Yeah, I do. I truly think this is, and they're in the same conference.
Yep.
Just fucking nuts. Like, yeah, I truly do think this is the biggest trade of all time in the NBA.
Ralph, where you at? How'd you hear about it first?
Yeah. Give us your story.
Well, like I said, I was playing Rivals. I ignored my phone throughout the whole night.
Nice.
And then
I noticed you did not reply in the group chat.
No. Like I said, I've been working so much, cutting meat, getting bloodied.
You were beating meat for sure.
I was beating meat. I was slapping the meat.
What's your favorite butcher move?
Yeah.
The butcher move. Let's see. The slice.
Nice.
Yeah.
Do you have like
three.
the big rib cages like hanging in the back that you could just
like Rocky
slap?
No. We
That's
have
not
them in
real?
bags. No, that's not real. That's a slaughterhouse, not a butcher shop.
Okay.
What's
Sorry,
the
guys.
difference? Will you tell me?
Yeah.
Listener don't want to hear this.
But
It's actually this is a vegan.
I'm sure we got some vegans listening.
Yeah, it's a vegan
actually.
podcast. So
Well, can I just say something to all the vegans? I respect you, but also respect that this is a career for me.
Exactly.
I love you. You don't have to love what I'm doing, but love the money I'm making. You know?
but also, if you want this podcast to continue, maybe consider eating some beef once in a while.
Some pork belly, dude.
All I want to say is, no matter how you flip the sandwich, bread comes first.
Yo,
facts.
Oh, that was a bar, dude.
Thanks. And around midnight or so, I checked my phone on Instagram, about to doom scroll, and I just see a bunch of reactions from a bunch of different athletes.
It was basically walking into that GIF from Community where everything's on fire and they're swinging shit.
And I was just like, no, this can't be real. This is whack. And then I checked our group chat, and I was just like, well, these guys are fucking popping off. It must be real. So it is real. So the first thing I did was text my dad. He lives in Texas, and he's a Mavs guy, which today he clarified that he loves Golden State more, which he's been fucking jumping left to right. So I'm calling my dad out, like, pick a team, dog. Like,
was your dad an Obama Trump voter?
He definitely voted for Trump and then erased it for Obama.
Nice. Obama.
I'm like, yo, Pops, he can't serve. I'm like, he can't serve a third term, Dad.
Yeah. This is actually a dark woke podcast, so just wanted to get that out there.
Yeah.
No, dude, we're going hard right.
Hard right.
You know what? No, I'm putting a stop here. I'm going hard left. This is dark woke. Hashtag dark woke. That is this podcast.
No,
now.
I think it's great that Elon has the credentials to every single thing in the. No, I think that's great. He's gonna make our country more efficient, guys.
He's gonna automate it. It's gonna be so sick.
One blown up Tesla at a time.
Exactly.
But yeah, I was blown away. Like you said, it was like one of the biggest trades in
like ever.
Yeah, ever, like recent history for sure.
The only trade that even comes close is probably like the Paul George trade to
I was pretty
the
shocked
Clippers,
by that one.
but like Paul George ain't Luka Doncic though.
Mm-hmm.
That's true.
I don't even think Paul George is Anthony Davis.
No, I also agree with that.
Yeah, because Paul George is Paul George.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's podcast B, baby.
He drinks Gatorade and says game. That's game.
Yeah.
And misses the shot. But who do you guys think won the trade here? Tyler, I want to hear from you. Between the two, we're not gonna obviously talk about the Jazz, even though they got the best player in the trade.
Yeah, I mean the Jazz won the trade, but if we want to just talk the other two, that's fine.
The other two.
Yeah, I've been thinking about this a lot today, and I think both teams won and lost the trade at the same time, right? I think short term, and this is gonna be crazy. Short term, I think the Lakers kind of lost the trade, because their team is incredibly imbalanced now. Like, and unless they can make a couple moves before Thursday, like they're they're kind of fucked. And so short term, I would say Dallas wins the trade, right? Like 80 is still solid. They have a winning team structure that has a lot of potential for this year. But long term, I think the Mavs absolutely fucked themselves. Like, we're talking about a 25-year-old who was already considered one of the best players in the world, like top 5, if not top 3. Like, we're talking about a perennial MVP candidate, regardless if he's in shape or not. Like, this is a guy who can show up out of shape to work and still be considered an MVP. Like, that is incredible.
That's me every day.
That's, oh yeah, that's you, that's me, that's like that. This is the podcast, baby. But yeah, we're talking about a dude that, like, it doesn't matter if he's in shape or not. Like, he is considered one of the best players in the world, and they're just giving up on him, because he is a little fat. Like, bro, this is America. This is an Eastern European in America. Like, of course he's going to get a little fat. Like, this is the first time he's had processed foods for 7 years in a row. Like, this is just the reality of living in this country.
And he's super young too. So
and he's super young.
He's
like,
gonna eat.
Just like
He's a growing boy.
Giving that up and only getting like a first round pick is nuts for the Mavs, like, long term future. For the Lakers, incredible, right? So they can offer him an extension, and it's not the Supermax extension. Because of the trade, he is ineligible for that. So he lost like 117 million, I think it was the number, which is nuts. But like, if you are the Lakers and you are struggling to find like your next franchise face, and it just lands in your lap like that, that's great. So yeah, I would say short term, Lakers kind of lost. Short term, the Mavs kind of won, because I do think this is a championship contender team still. Long term, they're fucked. Long term, the Lakers are in a good place. But I will say that it does put Luka in a position to not be forced to sign an extension with the Lakers, right? Like, he could sign an extension, or he could test free agency and make the same amount of money, if not more, depending on who is willing to pay him in 2026. So it is a little bit of a gamble on the Lakers side, but I think it's a gamble that you take, 10 times out of 10.
Yeah. With Luka's contract thing, I almost assure you that he will sign a 3-year deal with the Lakers in the summer, and then when his deal is up, he's eligible for the 10-year situation. So I think the money is going to be right in the end, because in what would that be, 2028? I think I saw that his starting salary would be $72 million, which is insane to think about. Okay, so here's my take. This is the most troubling thing to me about this trade, is the way that we have just completely Anthony Davis is really good. Anthony Davis is really you can make the argument that when Anthony Davis is healthy, which is a lot recently, by the way. He has missed 10 games over the last 2 seasons total. Not each season. He has missed 10 games total over the last 2 seasons. For a guy that has been labeled glass, that's unbelievable. Like, age 29, 30, 31 seasons. Like, I think that is phenomenal for him. And out of players in this league that give you, first team all defense level output on the defensive end of the court, and a guy that has proven that he can put up 47 and 15 offensively against, the Blazers, back when he was the featured player back in New Orleans. Like, I can totally understand why they made this trade short term. The Mavericks, I've been trying to concoct scenarios over the last 24 hours, trying to figure out scenarios where the Dallas Mavericks have won this trade. And like, these are the conditions that, like, their thought process, right? Because like, everybody's saying, we should burn down the American Airlines Center. We should, but like, these people are not stupid. Okay, they kind of know what they're doing. They have more information about these people than we do. They know what they're worth. They interact with them every day. And this is the bottom line. This is what they came up with, okay? Luka is a below average defender. Luka lacks the discipline with diet and fitness and is costing his health and costing starts and wins, right? Luka is currently 270 pounds. Luka is eligible for a $345 million contract, and they don't really want to be tied to that because they don't believe in his health. They don't believe in his attitude. They are his team, and they don't believe in Luka Doncic. And they don't think that he has what it takes to actually win the championship. Like, we can talk about the Luka Magic. He's had big playoff moments. He is 25 years old, but he is on his third severe calf strain in 2 years because of like what goes on off the court. And they don't want to be in a position like the New Orleans Pelicans are in right now with Zion Williamson. It's crazy that they moved on from Luka Doncic before New Orleans moved on from Zion, by the way. That is crazy to me. But like, I still think that this Dallas Mavericks team with Kyrie and Anthony Davis, like, Kyrie is like by far the best like actual point guard that Anthony Davis has ever played with.
Oh,
like,
for sure.
Like traditional, because like LeBron is a point guard. Drew Holiday, he's a great defender, but I wouldn't really call what he does on the court really point guard stuff.
Yeah, he can handle the ball, and
he's a ball handler. He really hasn't been a point guard since he played in Philadelphia. I can see how this works on paper, but that's the thing with the NBA. The NBA is not played on paper; it's played on the court. But like, I totally, the only other player that can give you first team all defense, and like 25 and 12, like write that in pen, probably. There are only a couple guys out there that can do that. And it's probably like Giannis and AD. Embiid, sometimes. Wemby's not for sale. So what do? I get this AD trade. Like, they didn't get enough picks or whatever, but like, if this doesn't work with AD, you can probably turn around next summer and get 5 picks for him. Yeah, I don't hate this trade for the Mavericks as much as other people do. Like, Luka's really good. He has the opportunity to be a top 10 player of all time, but the team that has him does not believe that. So that's very interesting to me.
I think some of the criticisms come in when you look at like Nico Harrison that's like, I think you look at his evaluation with Brunson and he missed there, right? And he kind of missed on like Porzingis a little bit as well. Like, I think you kind of look at his track record, and I think you compare that track record to this trade, and it raises a lot of question marks, right? Like, you had your all-star point guard homegrown right there, and you kind of just let him walk for nothing. And you did the Porzingis thing. You traded him for kind of nothing. And then you go ahead and you trade, a 25-year-old for a 32-year-old who, granted, like you said, like in the last 2 years has only missed 10 games, which is awesome. But if you look at his whole span of like his Lakers career, he has played less games on average than Luka has played. So there is like some question marks there. And like, on paper, I do like this newly reformed Mavs team a lot too. But you look at the age too, and some of the injury history, and it raises a lot of question marks, right? Like, Kyrie is dealing with that bulging disc, which is a bit of a concern for like a 32-year-old guard. You have like Klay Thompson, who's had an Achilles issue and like like knee issues and stuff like that. He's in his 30s. Like, the best players on your team are older, and these are the people that you are expecting to win you a championship this year, right? Like, this isn't a trade that you make for next season, right? Like, this is a trade that you make for right now in the next 4 months. And, you look at the players that you have on the team, and there's a lot more question marks for that this year. And the Mavs aren't really in a position where, like, let's just say all hell breaks loose, right? Like, Kyrie can't come back from this bulging disc. Well, then you don't have a starting level point guard, right? Like, Klay Thompson is a little bit washed.
That's Max Christie erasure, dude.
I mean, he's fine. He's a good
Hey,
3.
he's pretty good now that he's getting some minutes though.
Yeah,
Don't count out the Max Christie part of this.
But
he's pretty good.
Are you
He's
expecting
Kobe
Max?
too.
Are you expecting Max Christie to lead you to Western Conference Finals?
Yes.
Yeah, that's crazy.
To the
I mean,
chip, baby.
I respect Max Christie. I think he's a good player, but I'm not sure he is like going to lead your team to that. And like, I don't know. I like it short term for the Mavs, but I do think that it's way more of a high risk, high reward type of deal than like the Lakers one, right? Because the Lakers are more concerned about their long term future than the current, right? Because they haven't really made a lot of like current win now moves. It's been a lot of like, let's make some moves on the margins. Let's just keep LeBron happy. Let's keep the ticket sales up. But getting Luka Doncic is kind of like an insurance policy. Like, you can probably assume, regardless of this guy's health, that he's going to be decent enough to bring you into the playoffs, bring you into a home court situation, in shape or not. This dude's going to get you there.
But what if the rest of Luka's career is a lot like this year, where he has played 22 games this season due to this calf strain? And there are a lot of people out there saying just like, oh, you just traded Luka to the Lakers for 10 years. Guys don't do that anymore. Guys don't stay in places for 10 years anymore. Like, LeBron only stayed in Miami for 4 years. There's a lot of pieces of this that people are assuming that I just don't think are necessarily true.
Yeah, and I agree. Like, I'm not convinced Luka is going to resign with the Lakers. Like, I think personally, if I was a betting person, I would assume he's going to go sign with Miami. Like, that's where I think, and I still sort of think that he's going to end up in Miami. So it is sort of a risky trade for the Lakers. But I think long term, I think more likely he would resign with the Lakers just based on the risks that they take. But like, it's not a guarantee, and I put more money on Miami. But I will say about Luka's health in his calf strain, I would be curious what he looks like in a true off season where there aren't the Olympics. Like,
Man, we've been saying this for a while though.
I mean, last season he had a true off season and they made the finals. So he played the finals and he went into a summer where he immediately went into training camp for the Olympics in Paris. Like, there was no off time for this dude, and he played a lot of minutes in the finals, a lot of minutes in the playoffs. Like, he didn't have a true reset, right? Like, it's so easy. Like, we saw the same thing with Dame, right? When he did the summer where he played in Tokyo, and he did not give himself a chance to like rest, and he re-aggravated his ab and ended up having to get surgery like mid-season because like he didn't take the time off in the summer, which his body was accustomed to. Same thing with Luka, right? Like, he is used to the NBA schedule. He played the most amount of minutes you could possibly play by doing like the finals, couple weeks off, straight into camp for the Olympics, right? Easy to understand that you would get a calf strain that would kind of be lingering into like January and February of the NBA season when you don't have those 3 to 4 months off. So I think the criticism is fair. Like, this is a dude that has a track record of like not fully being healthy or like taking care of himself when he has time off from work. But on the flip side, like, this is a dude this year that has not really had time off from work to really kind of relax and build his body back up. So like, yeah, having a higher risk of injury this year makes a lot of sense considering the Olympics.
Are there very many examples of guys that have changed like changed like that? Do you know what I mean? Where like they did not take things seriously and then they turn 27 or whatever, and then all of a sudden they get really serious about their health and that they start doing things differently. Are there very many examples of that, especially star players? Like, does that happen? Like, I don't think that there's like a ton of a track record for that though.
Yeah, I mean, Oh, go ahead. You go.
I would say I started at 34.
I did start running
Um,
last year. I will
so
give you that.
you, me, the better half of last year. So I mean, it's never too late. But what were you saying, Tyler?
Oh, there was a story, and I can't remember who it was. It was a Blazers player, not like a star, but like a role player, and they were actually it might have been Anthony Simons. So when he first got into the league, he was known for like just eating cereal, like eating shit, and it took like 2 to 3 years of like Dame telling him like you got to eat right, you got to do this, this, this. Trainer saying you got to do this, this, and this. Like obviously Luke is more of an extreme situation being what, like 6 years in. Yeah, there are stories because it's like these young dudes get into the league when they're like 19 and they eat like a teenager, and then they get money and then they can really eat like a teenager with money. I think it's more common than you would think, but I do think in the case of like Luka, it's a little more extreme because he is like a bigger guard and he's a little heavier.
But he's already like at the apex too. Like he's already at like the top of the food chain. So like there might not be that big of an incentive for him to change. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I will say, I think getting traded from the team that you wanted to retire with and you wanted to kind of continue that like Dirk legacy, because that kind of seemed like the mentality, right? Like you got drafted to the Mavs. Like Dirk got drafted to the Mavs. He had such a career. You come in the same year he retires, right? You play one season together. He ushers you in as kind of like the torchbearer.
They made Dirk sad.
Yeah, they made Dirk sad.
They made Dirk sad.
I think there was enough time for Luka to change at the Mavs, but I do think him getting traded and then having the publicity being, yo, low key, you're kind of fat, dude.
They literally call him fat while he was walking out the door. That's so wild.
And you're saying that to a dude that is hyper competitive, right?
Yep.
Luka, for all the things that you want to criticize him for, you cannot criticize him for not being hyper competitive. You tell someone like that we're trading you because we don't think you can stay in shape, like, I'm sorry, this is going to be the most in shape dude that you have ever seen. And when we see him healthy, it is insane. So imagine if he is hyper healthy. He's going to cook. I think he's going to use this.
I was trying to imagine earlier today what Luka would even look like at 215 pounds. Like what?
Probably
I was
the
trying to
same,
picture it
but
in
a
my
lot
head.
more fit. You know?
Like, imagine rookie year Luka, 19-year-old Luka. That's what it's going to look like.
No muscles.
No muscles. I mean, yeah, I don't think so. Like, I don't think it will ever be defined. I'm sorry, but I think that like this trade has given, or in theory will give him motivation, and I think the Mavs will regret this long term. I think that's kind of where I stand. Even if they win a championship or at least get to the Western Conference Finals or Finals this year, I think long term they still will regret this, you know? But it could be a situation where Luka ends up coaching the Mavs eventually. Just
Yeah, exactly.
I think this move is to shut the Los Angeles Lakers fans up. Room temperature fans. Room temperature IQ fan.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because LeBron is up there, right? And Luka's younger. You mentioned this already. It's kind of like an insurance policy. Who knows? LeBron might be next, you know? They traded AD. LeBron could be next.
I don't think LeBron's going to get traded before
No,
Thursday.
he's
but
gonna get.
I think that there's a possibility that he is playing in Golden State next season.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Hey! Don't say that. Don't say that. And then KD joins us.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, baby, Team USA.
Yo, did you
No,
actually?
what if
There was
Steph gets traded to the Suns?
there was a report that came out right before we were recording that the Warriors checked in last week
They
with the
did,
Suns.
with KD.
Uh-huh.
But before we get off topic to that, I just want to give a shout out to a Twitter handle, BotStanACC or account. It reads that they tweeted, Luka and LeBron will be on the same team in 2025. I'm from the future. And they tweeted this 11:50 p.m. at December 27th, 2022.
Damn. That's crazy.
So, time
We got a
traveler,
new dropping dimes, huh?
dude, yeah. So they knew it was in the pudding. Final thoughts on this trade?
I think it's not done. I think it's not
Yeah.
done. I think the Lakers need to find a center before Thursday. So I think they'll be making calls.
Mhm.
It's probably going to be Robert Williams III. And I
Or
think
Kevon Looney.
no, they're not calling Kevon Looney.
I saw Claxton today too.
Yeah,
that doesn't make any sense to me.
Yeah, I agree.
That dude's like 6'8", isn't he?
It's about the heart, dude. How big is his heart?
Yeah, it's fair. I think the Lakers aren't done. I think the Mavs, they can't be done.
I don't think they're done. I think that they're gonna go get another guard as well.
I think so too. I'm curious.
Jordan Clarkson.
Get Anthony
Colin
Simons.
Oh, you know what? Colin Sexton would be great
Dude,
on the Mavs.
Colin Sexton would be fire on the Mavs.
Oh my God, that would be so much fun.
I think both teams are winners and losers. That's my final grade. They both each won in some way, and they both each lost in some way. The perfect trade.
Exactly.
It's the perfect trade.
Well,
no,
I mean,
what we're saying is that anything could happen.
well, it seems like it's not done for those two teams, but the Jazz definitely won this trade.
Yep.
There's going to be a lot more moves, it seems like, from these two happening to these two teams. So let's check in after the trade deadline and talk about it some more. There's a lot of smaller trades that happened way before February. I don't think we want to dive into any of those. They're
Those
very
trades-
every
small.
single trade that happened.
Yep.
In the past, you know. We can
And,
only look ahead to the future.
That is correct. So moving on from that, I just want to say I want to trade this segment to me begging people to, if you like our show, Secret Jocks Podcast, just go to Apple Pod, give us a 5-star review, share it.
Share
Five
with
times, dude.
Send it to a friend. How about
Send
that?
it to a friend.
Share it to 5 friends.
Ooh, there you go.
And then
Five.
they
what?
tell
Don't
5
get-
friends.
Uh-huh.
And they tell 5 friends.
And they still
So-
you're in an MLM.
You
and so
guys
on.
are, I wouldn't say the bottom, but you guys will be in the foundation. And once you tell 5 friends, they'll be the foundation, and you're up.
You're always the middle of
Keep moving
the
up.
of the centipede.
And don't think of it as a pyramid scheme that we're on top. Just think of it as we're building a house together.
I'm
So-
building. I'm building a time cube.
We're building a time cube, the Tesseract. So, yeah, go to Apple Pod, Spotify, give us a 5-star review. Share with 5 friends. That's your mission. That's your goal. If you want to be a guest in the pod, just hit us up, and then we will assess your application.
You have to share it to 5 friends, and those 5 friends have to share it to 5 friends first before you can come on the pod.
Yes,
And you have to prove it to me.
Yep. And I think I just got a text from Sabonis. Nope, it's another notification
Another
from
bank.
AT&T.
Huh.
And I am
But-
overdrafted.
And I overdrafted. But before we close the podcast, what have you guys been listening to lately? Tyler's, let's start with you.
Yeah, I'm going to shout out Portland, Oregon, USA's own Clarity. They just put out a EP recently. We played their EP release show last night. It's called Out of Love. It's just good, heavy rock music, man. Like good grooves, good tone, good vocals, heavy and soft. It's sick. I'm going to recommend the song Sideways.
Love it. The new single from Swerve Driver called Volume Control. Produced by the guy from Ride, I think. as far as I've been told. But this track's really good. Swerve Driver's playing with Were and Nothing on a few shows this spring, and that's very strange. But I'm a big fan.
You back it. I've been listening to a nostalgia bomb here, Alkaline Trio.
Yeah.
They released a new album last year, Blood, Hair, and Eyeballs, which is very Alkaline Trio of a name. This album it sounds just like their other albums, but their voices are sick. I recommend Bad Time as a track you should check out. Boys, anything else before we tell the fans to go ahead and recruit 5 people, then the 5 people recruit 5 more people?
Let me know if you want a PVT 60. That's it.
That's pretty easy. We'll figure out shipping. Just, T60 for whatever.
All right. Shout out David Lynch.
Yo, yeah. Honestly,
Can I get 5 big booms for David Lynch right now?
boom,
Boom, boom, boom, boom, boom.
Yep, 5 big
Shout out
booms, David
to
Lynch.
White Cheddar Cheez-Its,
Yo, fast.
Yes.
the ultimate in savory snacks. And shout out to Pepper, my dog, for being quiet on this episode.
Oh, shout out Pepper.
Yeah. Shout out Pepper. That's very sick and cool. I just want to shout out my own band, Slow Exit, because we are playing with Fleshwater.
I'm gonna give that 5 booms.
Dude, that's so sick.
5 booms for that, guys.
Mm-hmm. Boom, 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 boom.
Thank you. Yeah, we're playing with Fleshwater, Slow Exit, and Chief Broom. If you're in the Boise area or the Northwest, and I'm pretty sure they're going to your city if you live in the Northwest. But
Yeah,
we're playing with
Deftones in Portland. So,
oh, dude, I wish I was Deftones. I wish I was Chino.
I wish I was deaf.
yeah.
Well, I'm Chino in the sense that Mexican people call me Chino because I'm Asian. So technically I'm in Deftones as well. But yeah, that's it for the pod. There'll be more trades happening before the deadline. And just
What if
check
there
in with
aren't?
us. Then there won't be any trades happening. at the deadline.
Ralph?
Yeah, bro, what the hell?
Well, here, I'm telling the future right now, and it's telling me that there is going to be another trade. Okay?
Okay, I feel better about that now.
Oh, I just got a notification from bot Stan account 2.
Oh,
That says that Jason Tatum and Giannis Antetokounmpo are going to be playing on the Utah Jazz in 2027.
Whoa. Okay.
well, we have a time traveler insider here. So check us out way earlier than 2027 for the trade deadline. But yeah, until next time, this has been your friends Ralph, Tyler, and Ben with Secret Jocks Podcast. You guys have a good day.
Bye-bye.
Later.